50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a special Sunday edition of the Dream Wager, episode 536. Today is Sunday, June 22nd, 2025. The best two words in sports, Game 7.
Right up upon us still. Shocked that we're here, but excited that we're here. Lovely Sunday morning to everybody. Little sun not out yet, but it will be. Still, hell of a Game 7. I'm surprised that we're here. Been an exciting finals thus far. Shout out Rick Carlisle coming out to Mini-Men. I think that had a big motivation in Game 6.
Yeah, that was legendary. Are you actually happy, though, we got here to Game 7?
Yeah.
Got a lot riding on Game 6.
You know, Game 6 would have been nice. You know, we would have cashed a lot. We can still have plenty of cashes for Game 7, Dale. And we also get to witness a Game 7. Some people say this is the best basketball you could get.
First Game 7 in 9 years. So we haven't had many of them, but yeah, it kind of was.
Warriors, Cavs?
Yeah, when he goes, blocked by James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith and LeBron, the bicycle.
All right, kid. Let's talk about Game 6. Let's talk about how we got here. Pacers, it was a good first quarter. They do wind up winning 108-91. That second quarter, they blitzed them. And honestly, I thought in the fourth quarter, OKC or Pacers were doing everything to get OKC back into the game. But they do hold them off. They get the win. And honestly, credit has to go to Obi. Ex-Nick led the team in points, 20 points. He had 6 rebounds, 2 steals, plus 8 from the field. The whole bench was good as well. TJ, another good game. He had 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, 12 points. And Halliburton, he winded up playing, and he had a pretty good game. He was plus 25 from the field. He had 5 assists and 14 points, and they push a Game 7 back in OKC.
Yeah, that was an impressive performance for the Indiana Pacers. Just because, you know, we had, I'm not going to say a game time decision, but he was ruled he's going to play around 5 p.m., people. So there was still question marks in the air about Halliburton and his calf. He went out there and dealt from the get-go. It wasn't like an OG Game 7 last year in the playoffs. He was fine. He was good to go. I thought he was going to be a little gimpy, a little, you know, maybe like Aaron Gordon in the second round of the playoffs, just gipping up the court. But he was active. He looked good. I understand we didn't get an all-time performance still, but I could live with 14, 3 for 7 from the three-point line, 5 for 12 from the field, 5 assists. I expect him to get a little more in this game. But overall, from the starting lineup, besides Miles Turner, he's been having a bad finals. Yeah. I gotta admit, I think Miles Turner, if the Pacers want a chance to win the finals, I think Miles Turner is gonna have to at least put up his best game of the finals to be able to win it. But Pascal Siakam had a solid game. Neesmith, Nembhard, I think he had a huge game. But like you said, though, with Obi, last pod, I said J-Dub might get a couple MVP votes. If the Indiana Pacers somehow pull it off, I'm going to advocate Obi Toppin get some MVP votes. You know why, Dill? Every game they won, you can make the case he was the biggest difference maker. I understand TJ McConnell might have something to say about that, but consistently, Game 1, what we saw, 5 threes made. Game 6, and a must-win, where we saw another, 4 threes from him, 20-point game. When the Pacers are winning the game, Obi tends to be a huge impact. So, overall, TJ McConnell, I feel like the game's changed in the second quarter with TJ McConnell. He was so impactful. Got multiple steals. Got that huge steal. Ended up being an OB3. The crowd went crazy. All the momentum should be on Indiana's side. I don't think they're going to have the pressure of winning a Game 7. Yeah, they shouldn't even be a Game 7. I think all the pressure is going to be on Oklahoma City. Let me tell you why. That was honestly the worst performance we saw from this I'm going to repeat it, great Oklahoma City team. In a closeout game, Shea gives you 21 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. Chet Holmgren didn't even bother showing up. 4 points, 0 for 3 from the 3-point line, 2 for 9 from the field.
That's your man.
That's my boy. Harvestine, be honest, he played okay. Jalen Williams.
Told you.
Under was the lock deal. 6 for 13. Alex Caruso, I took his over 9.5. He couldn't even get me a 1 point. So when I see their bench struggle, Isaiah Joe, he showed up. Give credit to Isaiah Joe, but most of that was garbage time. In a closeout opportunity, you didn't show up. That worries me a little bit, though. It's not like, the game slipped away last 3 minutes of the game like we saw in game 1, and the Pacers just happened to beat you. The Pacers blew them out. They had control from the second quarter on, Dill. That worries me because in the biggest game of the season, y'all didn't show up. That worries me a little bit. If I'm an OKC fan, I feel like you guys have more pressure on your shoulders tonight than the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, real quick on the MVP, I think if the Pacers wind up winning, I think they're going to give it to Tyrese Halliburton, but man, OB and Pascal Siakam deserve some votes.
Yeah, I don't say there's votes. That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying they're gonna win. I said J-Dub, if Oklahoma City wins, J-Dub should get some votes.
We've talked about this though. Last series, even the one against Minnesota, they get tight. They get tight in these situations. They're a young team. I don't want to say it's an excuse, but it's the reality of the situation. You have guys who haven't been here. It's the truth. And unless they're blowing teams out, they're going to be in very close games where they lose.
Yeah, the only one who's honestly had a championship experience, been there, done that, is Alex Caruso. This is Chet Holmgren. I understand he was drafted 3 years ago. He missed his first full year. This is second full year in the league. He's in the NBA Finals. This is Jaden Williams. What? I think he's fifth season. I think he's only 24. Shea, 25. Luke Dort, I think 25, 24, around there. So the whole starting lineup. Is Harvestine the oldest player on the starting lineup? Like at 28?
I don't know.
None of these guys been there and done that. Only Alex Caruso. And we saw it firsthand in Game 6 that they've never been in this situation to close out a finals. Maybe we see a different scenario today. We see them ready. But for Game 6 still, that wasn't a team ready to win a championship.
What about in 2019-20? Didn't they get somewhere? Lou Dort was in the not finals, but Eastern Conference or what they play
2019 with Russ, they made the second round.
I'm trying to see, just because I know Lou Dort was in the postseason. I remember him playing.
They made it last year.
They made it to the conference finals against Houston, I think. That's what it says. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but yeah, they don't really have experience, and I think they get tight. It shows in their play as well. So we'll see tonight. Game 7. Line opened up at +8 for the Pacers. It's come down. I see +7. I see +6.5 out there. So money is coming in on Pacers, I think for good reason. Before we get to that, quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavored tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick. Just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Game 7 of the NBA Finals, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with our Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Game 7 NBA Finals tonight, 8 p.m., a little earlier, not 8:30, 8 p.m. in Oklahoma City. They are laying 7 at home, -260, +215 for the Pacers, +7 on the spread. Total is at 215. We'll start with the side, kid. How are we leaning? You gonna lay it? You gonna take the points? What are we doing?
Give me the +7 with the Indiana Pacers. I would have loved to get the +8, 8.5 early on. Should have snagged it early on just because I don't know why it opened up at 8.5 for a game 7 of the NBA Finals.
By the way, this is 101 games out of 104 games that they're favored. They
All time.
All time.
Yeah, as they should. No doubt in my mind, they should be. I don't know if they should be if they should have opened an 8.5 point favorite after getting blown out in a game 6. But hey, it's after here or there. I agree with the 6.5, 7. I'll take the +7 in my back pocket. I think also the Indiana Pacers are live still. We we first of all, neither of us expected it to go 7. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say the world didn't expect it to go 7, and I think we have to expect the unexpected.
Yeah, I'm on the same side. I was able to get the
Wow.
+7 and
whoa,
yeah.
I'm throwing off right now. Whoa.
I was able to get the 7.5. I still like the 7, but I think it's been pretty clear. If you're watching the NBA finals, it's been clear that Indiana's offense's identity is extremely strong, and that makes me believe that Rick Carlisle's team can execute at a high level, even on the road and even against a very good Oklahoma City defense. Now, that doesn't mean the Pacers are going to win, but it does mean I trust them to keep this one close. It's hard not to like the fact that I think they have the coaching advantage here. He's won a title both as a player and a coach. He's been out coaching the Thunder. Yeah, and assistant. So I don't know. Let's also acknowledge the fact that Game 7s in NBA Finals history historically have been dogfights. The last 6 Game 7s have been decided by 7 points or fewer, and only 4 of 19 Game 7s in NBA history have been decided by double digits. So I don't know. We haven't even seen many double-digit leads games in this series, let alone final scores. So I don't know. I don't see that changing here. Oklahoma City, they've been a dominant team all season, but Indiana, man, they're dogs. They've shown you that the gap between these two teams aren't that far, especially on the road. The only thing that has really changed has been high turnover games. That's the problem. I think the turnovers. I think everyone's going to really play it calm. I don't think they're going to be as sloppy here. I think they'll be able to take care of the ball on both sides. But I don't know. I think Indiana will play a clean game. Attention to detail. They have a great coach with this team. They're deep. I wish I got the 8.5. I wish I got an 8, but I'll still play 7.5. I'll play the 7. I think the Pacers could win this game. We've seen on the road. They've proven it all season they could go on the win. The toughest place to play, the Mecca. They go out there and they just win. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'll take the Finals MVP. I'll give it to Pascal Siakam. I think he winds up having a big game. But, yeah, that's how I'm going to play the side. Total is at 215, though. Any opinion on the total?
I'm going to be honest. If this was a game 1 or Eastern or Western Conference final, I would advise everybody to smash the over. But game 7, none of these guys been there. I expect them to be a little tense. I expect both sides to not try to turn the ball over much. I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect ball out there, people, but I'm gonna say we're gonna see a slower tempo. Maybe Indiana still runs out. Who knows? Indiana might still stay the way they stay. But I think we're going to see more half-court basketball, especially from OKC, in the second half. Because I think that's when they're at their best. Instead of trying to play with the Pacers, I think they're at their best, especially offensively, when they're in a half-court set and SGA is able to do what he's doing. He's able to go off a screen, possibly draw a foul, slow the game down, or get one of his buddies a wide-open shot. So, I'm going to be honest. I kind of leave the under. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 105, 102 type game.
Yeah, I kind of would lean under as well. I think everyone's going to tighten up. I actually like the second half under, if anything, just because I really think it's going to tighten up in the second half, especially since we both think it's going to be a close game. So I would actually take the second half under, but I lean under. I think everything's going to tighten up. They're not going to – and honestly, it comes down to turnovers. Turnovers create more possession, so I think everyone's going to take care of the ball, and we'll see a lower scoring game, kind of like an early 2000s game, hopefully. Let's go to player props. I mean, this is the last. Let's go back and forth though. So if you have one, I'll go and we'll go back and forth. But this is the last time we will be able to bet on basketball. So let's make it a good one, kid. I will let you start it off. What do you got?
First one, give me Tyrese Halliburton. Over 6.5 assists is juiced at -140. Whatever you could get it at, if you could get a better number, I would even take it if you could get like -110 over 7.5. I'm pretty sure you might be able to get plus money at over 7.5. I expect Halliburton. He has to be impactful in this game. He has to have around 8 plus double digits assists for the Pacers to have a chance. I think he's gonna have to be a playmaker. Give me Tyrese Halliburton over 6.5 assists at -140.
Yeah, I'll stay with Halliburton. I'm going to take over 22.5 points and assists. That's at -112. Never trust an NBA report. I'll say that to start off. But, even with that strained calf, he played for at least a week. He's been injured. I mean, I don't think it's just been that game, but I think he looked pretty good in game 6. He put up 14 points. He had 5 assists in just 23 minutes. With extra time to rest, the biggest game of his life, I think he's going to impact this game in game 7. And the Pacers offense runs through him. So I think he's going to have a lot of chances, double digit assists. And he's cleared this combo line, points and assists, in 15 of his 22 playoffs games. And, with Indiana being underdogs, I just think he's going to be aggressive with the ball. I think he's going to put it in good position for his teammates as well. So, I don't know. Feels like the perfect spot to take Tyrese Halliburton. So over 22.5 points and assists. What's your next one?
Still, I've been tending this way throughout the finals. I'm pretty sure I'm 2-2 on it. For a game 7, 33.5 points seems a little much still. Give me the under 33.5. I might regret it later, people. I know I've been going over under throughout the series. Like I said, we're 2-2, I believe. Give me the under 33.5 for SGH. Don't get me wrong. Wouldn't be surprised if he happens to go over. I just think it's a tough task. I think Indiana defensively, they're going to just switch on them. It doesn't matter if they're going to be in foul trouble. I think they're going to have their best defender, and they're going to leave it all on the line out tonight. They know this is our last game of the season. We can't let SGH beat us. Let Luke Dort hit 5 threes and beat us. Let Isaiah Joe come off the bench and beat us. Let Alex Caruso hit corner threes and beat us. We're not going to let SGH hit 20 free throws and get 35 plus points from the field. We're not going to let that happen. Give me the under 33.5 at -120.
Yeah, I'm going to take SGA over 1.5 threes at +105. We saw in game 6, Indiana kind of disrupted OKC's offensive rhythm. They clogged the paint, denying high ball screens, effectively neutralizing SGA's ability to take over as a driver. We know he's probably one of the most prolific drivers I've seen in a while, the MVP. And I don't know. I think with the Pacers throwing extra bodies inside and the perimeter should open up, especially for SGA, who hasn't hit more than one triple in any finals game since going 3 for 6 in game 1. So I don't know. He's shooting just 29.7% from deep in the playoffs. His regular season average is 37.5. It has dipped, but I'm going to see some positive regression here. I think he's due in a game 7, some urgency from him. He's proven he has the ability to rise to the moment. So I don't know. I'm going to take him. I'm going to take a chance. Over 1.5 threes, and at +105, I do like the number as well. So that is my second prop. What do you got next?
This might be my last one. I like others, but this might be the last one. Not trying to go too crazy, deal. He's been consistent on this, and I got to give him credit. Give me Pascal Siakam over 7.5 rebounds. I'm pretty sure in game 6 he had like 13. The game prior, I think he had 9. Game prior to that, I think he had either 8 or 9 or 10, something like that. Give me over 7.5 rebounds. And we've seen it just because of poor play from Miles Turner. Still, I don't know if you noticed, Pascal Siakam secretly been playing the 5 and Obi the 4. So I think we're going to see Pascal, if Miles Turner is shooting poorly from the field, as he has been, I think we're going to see him more minutes on the floor, especially at the 5 position. And we're going to see them get those rebounds and accumulate them like we've been seeing in game 6 and 5. So over 7.5 rebounds at -105. I understand this might be a little high for the regular season, but what we've been seeing these last few games, especially in this finals, they need Pascal to be a huge rebounder for him. And not for nothing, though, whoever wins the rebounding battle most likely is going to win this game.
Speaking of Obi, I'm going to take him over 14.5 points and rebounds. That's at -120. Toppin's been quietly India's most reliable contributor here. He stepped up in the finals big. He's gone over this combo line in 4 of the 6 games, including each of the last 3. 17 points and 7 rebounds in game 4, 12 and 4 in game 5, and 20 and 6 in game 6. Offensively, he's been excellent. He's shooting 48% from the field, 40% from 3 in this series. He's brought the energy off the bench, and he also averages 5.5 rebounds in this series as well. So over 14.5 points and rebound. He's cleared this mark in 6 of his last 8 overall, and in a rare finals, he's the only player in NBA history with 70 points, 30 rebounds, and 12 threes in a finals history are Robert Horry, Hall of Famer, and the great Obi Toppin. I mean, that's a crazy list, right?
It's crazy.
Only bench player in NBA history, 70-plus points, 30-plus rebounds, and 12-plus threes in a finals are just 2 people, Robert Horry and Obi Toppin. I had to say it again because that's a crazy stat, but I'm going to take his combo, 14 and over 14.5 points and rebounds. I do have one more, kid. Do you have any that you like?
I have one more, Dill. This guy has went under this mark 2 games in a row. I think he's due. I think he shot 0 for 5 from the 3-point line last game, and I think 2 for 9 in game 5. But we saw him have a huge game this series. Give me Mathurin over 7.5 points at -105. He hasn't got over this mark 2 games in a row. I think he's due for an impactful game.
Yeah. Last one for me. I'm going to be fading your boy, Chet Holmgren, under 15.5 points. That's at -115. He has struggled mightily on the game's biggest stage. Since the NBA ABA merger, he owns the lowest field goal percentage of any center with at least 50 attempts in the finals. He's shooting 35% from the field.
You know why that's telling? Like,
he's
for the people,
terrible.
No, I know, but for the listeners out there, I want to tell you why it's the worst all time. We're seeing the game change. As you can see, Chet Holmgren is not your traditional big man. He's not your traditional center. So he's going to shoot poorly from the field. I'm not justifying it. He's been having a bad finals deal. No question about it. But what we saw from previous years, we see a traditional center. They're going to shoot 90% of their shots in the paints, layups, dunks, putbacks. Chet Holmgren is not that. Most of his shots come from the perimeter, 3-point line, stuff like that. And we all know he doesn't have enough bricks in his back pocket to back you down. So that's why he has the worst shooting percentage as a center of all time. So got to put some perspective on it. But you are totally 100% right, Dale. He's been underperforming, especially offensively in this finals.
How many times has he taken to the cup, though, and get stolen?
A lot.
So, a lot. So it's not just shooting as well.
I told you off air, Dill, this offseason, he needs to get in the lab with KG.
And Tim Duncan. But he's only gone over this line just once.
The difference between KG and Tim Duncan is affiliated with a team. KG's he's just KG.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you could get Timmy.
He's gone over this line just once in this series. That was his 20-point game in game 2, and he's only averaged 4 made field goals in 6 games. In 5 games he stayed under this. He posted 6, 15, 14, 9, and 4. He definitely doesn't have confidence right now offensively, and it's hard to trust him in a Game 7 environment where every possession matters. He's gone under this number in 15 of 22 playoff games overall, and I think there's little reason to expect a breakout game here in Game 7 where Indiana's defense has kind of been limiting him as well. So it's odd to think that after everything that I just talked about and after everything you've seen, he's going to go crazy and have over 15.5 points. That I just don't see it. So if he kills me on this one, so be it. I tip your cap to him, but I'm going to fade Chet Holmgren under 15.5 points. He's been very underwhelming. Get anything else, or are we good?
I think we're good, man. Let's just have a great game 7. Let's enjoy it. I'm gonna be pushing it later because I gotta pick up my mom from the airport at like 7 something. So I kind of hope the game started at 8:30, but it's fine because I already know it's on ABC and they're not gonna tip off to like 8:20. They gotta do hella commercials. They gotta promote something that we don't care about. So game time party will be like 8:20. So we should be right back right before tip off. But hopefully we have successful days and it's a great game.
Real quick on the way out, I do have 3 baseball plays. Rangers, Pirates under 9. Billy Fulter actually has been really good at home, and Jack Leiter has been pretty good. 9, I feel like, is way too high, so I'll take under 9. Milwaukee should not be a plus 132 underdog. The much better team. Quinn Piester is better than David Fiesta. Shout out David Fiesta. He's from Verona, New Jersey, but he's not good. Twins are not good. I think they're 1-9 in their last 10, and they're north of a minus 160 at home. Yeah, no, I'll take the Milwaukee Brewers. And Mets and Phillies. I know Mets broke out finally and got a win, but under 9.5. 2 underwhelming offenses. And David Peterson has been really good, so I'll take the under 9.5 there. But, kid, that is going to do it.
Let me end it off. Yeah, let's get a WNBA play. Why not?
Nice.
Give me the Indiana Fever taking on Los Angeles Aces. Fever minus 115 on the money line. Aces lost 3 straight. We saw bad performance against the Golden State
Valkyries.
I think the Indiana Pacers bounced back. Kind of like kicking cards over as well. I think she only had like 12 or 13 points. Is at 20.5 at minus 125. I expect her to bounce back, but give me the Fever minus 115 on the money line.
Kid, thank you so much. Enjoy the game, everyone, tonight. Good luck on all your bets, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.